Welcome, friends. My name is Jimbo, and today I'll be taking you on a journey to discover the tiniest wonders in the animal kingdom. While giant elephants and massive whales often steal the spotlight, there's a hidden world of creatures so small you could miss them entirely if you blink. From miniature monkeys that weigh less than a bar of chocolate to frogs that can perch on the tip of a pencil, these animals prove that being little doesn't mean being unimportant. On this countdown, we'll explore a variety of habitats, from dense South American rainforests buzzing with life to mysterious underwater realms lit by eerie, glowing creatures. You'll learn how each species survives in its environment, what they eat, and how they stay safe in a world filled with larger predators. So get ready to shrink your perspective and dive into these intricate microworlds. Here are the top 10 smallest animals on Earth. Our journey begins high in the rainforest canopy, where the air is thick with the scent of flowers and ripe fruit, and the chatter of birds and insects fills every branch. Here we meet the pygmy marmoset, the smallest monkey in the world. These pint-sized primates weigh around 100 grams, about as much as a small apple, and can comfortably fit in the palm of your hand. Living in the treetops demands a unique set of skills. Pygmy marmosets use their sharp claws not only for climbing, but also for clinging vertically to tree trunks, giving them a stable grip as they scurry after insects or reach for sweet sap oozing from the bark. Their social lives revolve around tight-knit family units, often made up of a breeding pair and their offspring, all busily grooming one another to strengthen bonds. Communication is key when you're this small. High-pitched squeaks, chirps, and trills help them stay in touch, warn each other of dangers like birds of prey, and announce food discoveries. One of their favorite foods is tree sap, which they access by gnawing at the bark with specialized teeth. This sticky treat provides them with extra energy to fuel their swift leaps among the branches. Traveling in a group also gives them extra eyes to watch for predators, and living off the ground protects them from many terrestrial hunters. Nevertheless, snakes, raptors, and wildcats are ever-present dangers in the rainforest, so being alert is a matter of survival. Despite their diminutive size, pygmy marmosets are incredibly resourceful, using the rainforest's many layers for shelter and sustenance. They're a vivid reminder that in nature's grand tapestry, even the smallest thread can be vital. Our countdown continues in the rugged deserts of South Africa, where the temperatures can soar under the blazing sun and the rocky ground radiates heat. In this unforgiving terrain, you might spot the speckled padloper tortoise, which holds the title of the world's smallest tortoise. Measuring only a few inches across, it could sit on the palm of your hand without much trouble. How does a tiny tortoise survive in such a harsh habitat? For starters, its flattened shell allows it to squeeze into narrow crevices between rocks, hiding from predators and intense heat. Speckled padlopers also conserve water diligently. They take advantage of morning dew or light rains to sip moisture from rocks or small puddles. Their diet consists mainly of grasses, succulents, and other desert plants, which provide essential hydration. Camouflage is another key defense mechanism. Their shells, marked by subtle speckles, blend in with the pebbly ground, making it harder for predators like birds of prey to single them out. Just like all tortoises, they're not built for speed, so staying hidden is often their best bet. When danger approaches, these little tortoises retreat into their shells, trusting their armored plating to protect them. Life in a desert environment is tough, but speckled padlopers show how even the tiniest reptiles can adapt. By seeking shade during the hottest parts of the day and only emerging to feed when temperatures are more moderate, they thrive in a place where many larger animals might struggle. Plunging beneath the waves, we enter the ocean's twilight zone, a realm where sunlight fades and darkness begins to dominate. Amid this eerie glow of faint blue, we find the dwarf lantern shark, one of the smallest sharks known to science. Reaching just about 6 to 8 inches in length, this petite predator would barely fill a child's backpack. Though small, it's superbly adapted to life in low light. Along its belly are photophores, tiny light-producing organs that emit a faint glow. By matching the dim light from above, the dwarf lantern shark becomes nearly invisible to predators lurking below. This natural camouflage, called counter-illumination, helps them avoid being spotted by bigger fish or other sharks that might find them an easy snack. Feeding on small crustaceans and fish, they roam these murky waters with keen senses. Like all sharks, they have electroreceptor organs, allowing them to detect the faint electrical signals emitted by prey. Because the deep sea is sparse in food, every meal counts, and efficiency is paramount. Although sightings are rare, due to their remote habitat and secretive behavior, each discovery of a dwarf lantern shark is a reminder that nature's ingenuity knows no bounds. Even in dark, high-pressure environments, miniature life not only exists but thrives in its own glowing way. In the undergrowth of a Caribbean island forest, where fallen leaves decay and insects bustle about, resides the Barbados thread snake, the world's smallest snake. Averaging only 4 inches in length, it could be mistaken for a worm at first glance. This slender reptile is rarely seen in the open, preferring to tunnel through soft soil and leaf litter where it hunts for ants and termites. Being so small has its advantages. Larger predators might overlook it entirely, and the thread snake can slip into tiny crevices in logs or rocks for added protection. Its smooth, glossy scales help it slide effortlessly beneath debris. Unlike big constrictor snakes, the Barbados thread snake relies more on stealth and speed, darting after insects with a quick strike. Scientists believe its coloration, often grayish or pinkish, helps it blend with the moist forest floor, ensuring it remains hidden in plain sight. Because of its elusive nature, researchers are still learning about the thread snake's breeding habits and exact population numbers. But one thing is clear: living below the radar is key to its survival. Despite existing in the shadows, it plays a valuable role in controlling insect populations. This tiny serpent proves that life can find a foothold in even the narrowest of niches, weaving itself seamlessly into the complex web of the Caribbean ecosystem. The early morning sunlight reveals a garden in Cuba, alive with the gentle rustle of leaves and the sweet fragrance of tropical blooms. Among the petals hovers the bee hummingbird, our 6th smallest animal. Measuring roughly 2 inches long and weighing less than a penny, it is officially the world's tiniest bird. Yet it zips around as if it owns the place, wings beating so fast they create a distinctive hum. Nectar is the bee hummingbird's main meal, and it uses its slender bill to probe deep into flowers, sipping sweet liquid that provides quick energy. This constant need for fuel means it can visit hundreds of flowers in a single day. Males display vibrant plumage, with iridescent feathers that can flash in bright red or pink when caught in sunlight. A dazzling sight that makes them look like flying gems. At night or during cooler weather, these hummingbirds can enter a torpor state, a kind of mini hibernation, where their metabolism slows and their body temperature drops, helping them conserve energy when food is scarce. Beyond pollinating plants, they also remind us that the smallest creatures often play critical roles in maintaining healthy ecosystems. By flitting from bloom to bloom, they spread pollen, ensuring that flowers can reproduce and continue painting the landscape with brilliant colors. Deeper into the shadows we venture, arriving at a limestone cave in Thailand. In these cool, echoing tunnels lives the bumblebee bat, also called Kitty's hog-nosed bat, which many consider the world's smallest mammal. Weighing a mere 2 grams, about the heft of a couple of paper clips, these bats easily fit on the tip of your finger. They spend daylight hours roosting on the cave ceiling in small groups. As the sun sets, they flutter out in search of insects near nearby forests and rivers. Their flight patterns are swift but erratic, using high-frequency echolocation clicks to navigate tight spaces and locate prey in midair. Up close, you'd notice their pig-like snout, which gives them a distinctive, endearing look. Because of their size, they must feed frequently each night to maintain enough energy. Despite inhabiting only a few specific caves, bumblebee bats show remarkable resilience. They take advantage of limestone's nooks and crannies, staying out of reach of predators. Yet they remain vulnerable to habitat disturbances, making conservation efforts crucial to their survival. Their story is a powerful reminder that even the tiniest winged creatures deserve protection and respect in our ever-changing world. As morning light filters through ancient oaks and beeches, we fix our gaze on the forest floor, where the Etruscan shrew dashes by, almost too quickly to see. Typically weighing around 2 grams, it's one of the tiniest mammals in the world. With an incredibly rapid heartbeat, this minuscule creature lives life in fast forward, needing to eat nearly its own weight in insects each day just to stay alive. Scuttling under layers of fallen leaves, the Etruscan shrew uses its elongated snout and whiskers to sniff out beetles, spiders, and worms. Its teeth are needle-sharp, perfect for catching prey in tight spaces. Because larger predators like owls, foxes, or snakes might easily make a meal of such a small morsel, the shrew relies on speed and stealth, dashing from hiding spot to hiding spot. Even a few hours without food can be life-threatening, so it's always on the move, traversing tunnels, peering under logs, and rustling through leaf litter in search of its next meal. When it rests, it does so in hidden burrows or under dense vegetation. At night, the forest fills with the faint scratching and squeaking of countless little hunters like the Etruscan shrew. Their tireless foraging not only keeps insect populations in check, but also demonstrates that size is no barrier to resilience. This tiny mammal has thrived for millennia, a testament to the power of agility and constant vigilance in a predator-filled world. Heading underwater again, we find ourselves in a vibrant coral reef in Southeast Asia, one of Earth's most biodiverse ecosystems. Nestled among the soft coral polyps, the pygmy seahorse hides in plain sight. Barely larger than a paperclip, these seahorses blend perfectly with their surroundings, thanks to bumps and ridges on their bodies that match the coral's texture. So effective is their camouflage that scientists only discovered them after taking coral samples back to the lab. Unlike most fish, seahorses swim upright, propelled by a small dorsal fin that flutters rapidly. They're not built for speed, so instead they latch onto coral branches with their curled tails, remaining nearly motionless. By swaying gently in the current, they mimic the coral's movement and avoid attracting the attention of predators. Their tiny mouths suck in plankton and other microprey drifting by. Pygmy seahorses also have a fascinating reproductive twist. Like other seahorses, the males carry fertilized eggs in a specialized brood pouch until they hatch. This arrangement protects the offspring in a place bustling with predatory fish. Observing one of these mini marine wonders in its rightful habitat is a highlight for any diver, proving that coral reefs hold endless secrets, some so tiny you'd need a magnifying glass to appreciate them fully. As twilight settles over Madagascar's diverse rainforests, the trees come alive with rustles and chirps. High among the branches, we find Madame Berthe's mouse lemur, the smallest primate on Earth. At just an ounce or so in weight, about the same as a slice of bread, it navigates the canopy with remarkable agility, leaping between branches in search of sweet fruits, nectar, and insects. Enormous eyes help these lemurs see in near total darkness, while their keen noses guide them to ripe fruit hidden among the foliage. They store extra fat in their tails, a handy trick for surviving the dry season when food might be scarce. In the cooler months, they sometimes enter a state of torpor, lowering their metabolism to conserve energy. This adaptation is crucial for such a tiny creature living in a habitat filled with predators like snakes and owls that might grab an unwary mouse lemur in a single swoop. Social interactions vary. Sometimes they nest together in tree hollows, huddling for warmth and security. This cooperative approach allows them to ward off nighttime chills and stay safer than if they slept alone. Observing a mouse lemur in its nighttime world is an enchanting experience, as you witness the hustle and bustle of a rainforest that few people ever see. Despite their minuscule stature, these primates embody the unique evolutionary paths forged on the island of Madagascar, where countless endemic species have adapted in curious ways. Our countdown concludes in the lush rainforests of Papua New Guinea, where abundant rainfall creates a warm, humid environment teeming with insects. Beneath the leaf litter and among the mossy logs, the world's smallest known vertebrate, Paedophryne amoensis, hops into view. Measuring a mere 7 to 8 millimeters, this frog could disappear behind a single raindrop. Such a minuscule amphibian relies on camouflage and agility to escape predators. Its mottled coloration blends seamlessly with the damp forest floor. With each hop, it can vanish in an instant, making it notoriously difficult for biologists to observe. Yet, research reveals that these frogs have an appetite for tiny insects that larger predators might overlook. By targeting the smallest prey, they fill a niche few others occupy, demonstrating how every fragment of the food web is essential. Discovered relatively recently, Pediphrine amoensis highlights how Earth's most remote regions still harbor secrets. Many of these frogs likely go unnoticed as they chirp their tiny calls, hidden under leaves or tucked in crevices. Their discovery emphasizes that even in the age of advanced technology, we've only scratched the surface of biodiversity on our planet. Pediphrine amoensis may be minuscule, but it stands tall as a symbol of nature's astonishing variety. We've reached the end of our countdown, exploring everything from a minuscule frog hidden beneath rainforest leaves to a miniature monkey roaming the treetops. Despite their tiny size, these animals play enormous roles in their ecosystems, pollinating plants, balancing insect populations, and forming critical links in the food chain. By adapting in unique ways, they've found a way to thrive where others might fail, reminding us that small can indeed be mighty. Thank you for joining me, Jimbo, on this remarkable tour of the top 10 smallest animals in the world. I hope you've learned that life comes in all shapes and sizes, each species a puzzle piece that helps keep the planet's ecosystems whole. Whether it's a hummingbird sipping nectar in a tropical garden or a mouse lemur leaping through the night in Madagascar, there's always more to discover if we take the time to look closely. Until our next adventure, stay curious, keep exploring, and remember, even the tiniest creatures deserve our respect and protection.